My computer has things today. Yes. All right. So welcome to our team call. Today is Tuesday, February 20th, and we are finally switched over to daytime calls. I know that's going to be a bit of an adjustment period, but I think that overall it's going to work out really well for us, allowing you to do other type trainings in the evenings and or spend time getting your kids to bed and getting to bed early so you can wake up early for 80-day obsession. So just a few things real quick. For those of you who are doing 80-day obsession, please remember that tomorrow is refeed day, and Autumn does plenty of talking about that in the coach test group. So I'm not going to repeat everything now, but my encouragement is just today what it is that you're going to be indulging in for your dirty carbs, as she's been calling it, but they're not really dirty. They're just white floury things. And, make choices that are going to be fun for you, but not completely detrimental. There's a list of the food choices. For me, myself, I know I'm having a baguette in the morning, and I'm going to have flour tortillas with my grilled fish tacos, a little bit of pasta at dinner. So that'll be interesting to see how that feels come leg day on Thursday. But make sure you plan ahead for that so you have those things on hand. I know I've banned all that stuff from my house because I don't have very much self-control, so I just don't keep it in my house. So I have to actually go get some of it today. But I don't want to keep anybody in limbo. I'm really excited to just get to the meat and potatoes of our call today. And let me just mute everybody real quick and unmute Mary. Oops. Unmute Erin. All right. And I was really excited in the way I actually stumbled upon the superstar Erin is in our roundtable call, which is our page for 5-star diamonds and up. I saw somebody ask for a newer coach who was just really crushing it in the business. Because a lot of times I've been a coach for 5 years. I know Christina and Becky, you guys hear from a lot there. They've been coaches for 8 years. And, so sometimes you're like, well, yeah, great. That's you. And that was 5 years ago. But, there are tons of up and coming, including in our own team, but there's also other tons of up and coming rock stars who are newer to the business and absolutely crushing it. So I was really excited to see Amy Silverman actually recommend Erin. And I went, okay. If Amy's recommending her, absolutely. That was a no-brainer. And then also, I kind of went picking around in her page, and it was really great just, being able to connect with her via Messenger. And she, was so thankful. I'm thankful you're very generous to share your time with us this morning. So she's going to share with us basically what she's been doing the past year and a half. She's been a coach for 18 months and finished last year as a 5-star elite coach, which is phenomenal. And, I know lots of us all have babes and lots of busy lives, and she does too. Haha, debunked ya. So she's got 3 girls under the age of 5. So she's got a very physical mom job, just like lots of us do. And so I'm really excited to hear from her. But Erin, thank you again for joining us on the call, and I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much for having me. And you guys, I'm like, this will be perfect. My kids are at preschool and I'm still like the extreme hot mess mom. My cleaning ladies are here. I may be moving from room to room as they vacuum. So just bear with me. I know you guys get it. That's why this is so cool. Like I was like, Amy, my cleaning ladies are going to be here. This is going to be awkward. She's like, calls from a car. Like, so worst comes to worst, I'll just walk out to my car and do this call. So I am Erin Hopkins. I'm super honored to be here. I thought I would just start by telling you a little bit about how I got into this whole thing, because I was like an extreme Beachbody hater. So it's kind of fun to hear how people's views on that can change. My background is in health and fitness. I was a personal trainer and a yoga instructor and a spin instructor. I had a personal weight loss of 50 pounds, and my life had changed through health and fitness, and I found my passion, and I quit my corporate marketing job to become a trainer, and was kind of like living my dream. It was really amazing. And I had this pretty amazing transformation. And so I kind of became like the area's weight loss expert person. And so it was really fun. And I would train people at like 5 a.m., 10 p.m. I was so obsessed with helping people. I would, was burning the candle at both ends. I was totally setting myself up for like burnout city. But I was really, again, loving what I did and was super passionate. about helping people. A couple years into my personal training and fitness career, I got married somewhere in there, and I got pregnant, which was the plan. Like, we were so excited to start our family. I thought that I had found myself a really good like mommy job. Like, okay, I can put the kids in Kids Town and train people. Well, I spontaneously got pregnant with twins. It was a super high risk pregnancy. And it was just like, obviously it was not part of my plan. That's okay. They're amazing. I'm so grateful for that. But it was super high risk. I got put on bed rest. And it just kind of like changed my life plan a little bit. So I had them. And again, like, I've just like dreamt of being a stay-at-home mom my whole life. I love babies. I love children. This has always been my dream. And then I found myself after the twins in a pretty serious postpartum anxiety and depression. Like, I was struggling hardcore, and I was also really talented at making it look like I was okay. So I spent all this time and energy making people think that I had it all together and I was doing great. And really, I was just in a deep, dark hole and really struggling and really trapped. Like, some days I couldn't even leave the house. So I also wasn't like getting the help that I needed as far as with the children, because I just didn't feel like, I felt like anyone was going to come in and mess up my schedule and ruin everything. And my kids, I couldn't go to the gym because my kids were going to get sick and all of that. So that's the first time I tried a Beachbody program. I didn't want to like buy from a Beachbody coach. So I bought T25 off Amazon. It's so rude. I was even like following a friend. Like, I don't know why. I just didn't want her to like get me into her Beachbody thing. So I bought it off T25. I bought it off Amazon. And because I couldn't leave, my kids would nap and I would do T25. And I'm like, all right, I think I do kind of like this thing, but I'm not going to tell anybody. I had another baby. So I had three kids under 3. And I couldn't, like, for a little bit, I tried to go train, like teach a high intensity interval training class. And the babysitter was making more than I was making. So I would leave to go teach for a 1-hour class and I would pay the babysitter more than I would make. Like, that's actually insane. So I was watching an acquaintance of mine from the gym, just watching her and kind of like judging her and being like, oh my gosh, she's doing Beachbody. Like, this is crazy. She's like a legit fitness professional. What is she doing? But I loved the way she was doing it because she was using curiosity marketing. I had to like really figure out what she was doing. She was able to go to her kids' baseball games, and I could see she was like a super present parent and still helping people. And she looked like ridiculous. She was in the best shape of her life. So I'm like, oh gosh. And I kind of hate this part of my story, but she put up an income card because it's so not about money for me. But she put up an income card, and my littlest, my third child, was about to turn 1. And I had told myself that I was going to like figure out how to get back to work in some capacity when she turned 1. And y'all, I had lost my identity completely. I was a mess. And so anyway, my coach put up an income card and I was like, what? Like, what do you mean she gets to help people stay at home with their kids, not miss a baseball game, and make that kind of money? And it was like, I don't know, it was like $7,000 a month or something, like in month 12. So I was like doing the math and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm making pennies at the gym and leaving my child. Like, I know I see a lot of you with kids in these pictures. Like, when you become a mom, your time becomes more valuable and you need to be valued for your time away from them because you're really giving something up all of a sudden. So anyway, I reached out to her and I was like, I still have some baby weight to lose, but let's chat about this. And so I just came in as a challenger. I'm like, I'm going to just see what this accountability group thing is like. Obviously, she knew that she wanted me to coach. I had a fitness background. And honestly, it was like 9 days in and I'm like, I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's do this thing. And I've been kind of full throttle ever since. And so that's like how I got into it. I think that the people who are haters just truly don't understand this program and what we do. And if they did, they would be totally on board and love this. But when I got started, I did tell, so my coach is Moira Casaba. Our team ended up in the top 5 last year, which was like the most exciting ride ever. Like it was so much fun to be a part of that and to have that kind of like energy surrounding me. So when I started with Moira, I was like, I just want to let you know that I will love to bring challengers into this, but like, I'm never going to build a team. I'm not into that self-help stuff. Like, no, that's not for me. And I'm not going to post on social media. Like, I'm going to do this my way. And she was kind of like, okay. Like, she was totally meeting me where I was and letting me like figure this stuff out on my own. I'm sure she was like banging her head against the wall secretly. Because now I know if I had a coach that was like that, I'd be like, So because I had a fitness background, I was pretty successful in my first 3 months as a coach, just with my super warm market. So friends, families, and personal training clients from my past. I had been out of this for a while and people were wondering what I was doing and they trusted me. I had built enough trust and influence that people were ready to hop on board with me. So I was like smooth sailing for 3 months. Month 2, I was in Team Cup. I hit SC60. I'm like, I am awesome at this Beachbody thing. And then what happens after that? Like, we've all been there. And if you're new, you're about to be there. In month 4-ish, month 3, 4, 5, your warm market taps out. You've already invited your friends and your family and my mommy group and my old clients. And now I'm like, okay, this isn't easy anymore. People aren't just coming to me. Like that was fun for 3 months, but like I'm out. Like this is such a common story, right? Like who hasn't felt like that? And so I remember laying in my bed and there was like, this is like a moment that happened. I was laying in my bed and I was being a whiny brat. And again, you guys, the last 3 months have been amazing. I had found myself again. There was fire in me again. I felt like myself. My husband got his wife back. Like I was finally happy for the first time in a long time. I felt like myself for the first time in a long time. So I was laying in bed and just being whiny and pouty. And my husband came in and he was like, what's going on? Like, I thought we had you back. Like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't want to be a Beachbody coach anymore. And he's like, I don't get it. You love this. This has brought you back to life. I have my wife back. Like, what is it? I was like, I don't want to post on social media. I don't want to invite people aren't coming to me like they were in the first 3 months. And this isn't fun anymore. And he was like, okay, I get it. Why don't you want to do this stuff? I was like, I don't want to be one of those people on social media. I don't want to be annoying. I don't want our friends to talk about me. I just don't want to be one of those people. And he said the smartest thing. And he said, Erin, if there are people that are our friends, that are really our friends, that are out there that are judging you and that are annoyed with you because you're annoyingly helping people and happy and living your best life and finding yourself after these, like a lot of little kids in a short period of time, then they are not our people. And we need to clean out the friend closet. And I'm like, oh, you're right. Forget those people. Like, those are not our people. We need to clean out the friend closet. Like, why am I so wrapped up in thinking about what these people are going to think of me? They're not my people. And by the way, the more people I help, the less I care what those people think of me. And again, I don't want to make this about money, but the more money I make, the less I care about what these people think of me. I'm building a 6-figure income, staying at home with my kids, living my best life, taking care of myself. And the ripple effect of that, other marriages. I mean, y'all, my marriage was like a disaster. And now it's like the best it's ever been. I have so many friends and coaches and people who have come into this with me that their marriages are better. Their lives are better. They're no longer obese, or there's all of these things that can happen. They're not suffering from postpartum anxiety anymore. And I almost didn't do this and help these people because I cared about what people who aren't my people were going to think of me. So there's that. And then the second part of that is that I didn't want to be like an MLMer. Like, my personal Facebook feed is like Britton and Fields, Beauty Counter, Plexus, the wine thing. Like, it's just, I'm getting blasted all day, every day on Facebook. So here's the thing about that. And I'm not talking bad about any company, like good for them. Like, you know, what we do is not the same thing. Like, I always use this example. I'm a big Rodent and Fields fan. Like, I use it for my face. I love the products. I love Lash Boost. I'm a big fan. I love my girl who sells it to me. I recommend it to anybody. And how does that look? Okay. They post a product. I bite like, oh man, that before and after, I want lashes that look like that. So I'm like, yes, Rodent and Fields, let's do this thing. They sell me a product. Is anyone asking me every day if I put on the product? Is anyone like, hey, did you wash your face today? Like, no, nobody's checking in with me. Nobody's holding me accountable. No one's building a daily relationship with me. They're selling me a product, and then in 60 or 90 days or whenever I need more, they're going to show back up and sell me another product. How is that anything like what we do? I share my story every day. I share it on social media every day, but even more so in my challenge group. They know the intimate details of my life. They know every breakdown that happens. They know every slip up that goes on. These people are ingrained in everything that's going on in my life, and I am with them. Like, how is that the same thing as being like salesy and pushing a product? Like, we provide a service, and all those other people, and maybe there's more to what they do that I'm not really seeing. So I'm not bashing anybody. They sell a product. You know, we sell healthy solutions in this amazing challenge pack where you get a year of fitness, amazing dense superfood nutrition, me for the 30 days that you're on that. I mean, or for your life, if you'd like, you know, it's just not the same. And so when I shifted that about the MLM and this like feeling salesy, it honestly changed everything for me. And then of course my husband said the thing that everybody always says, which is like, I was like, I want what Moira has. I want to do this, but like, I don't want it to be hard. It was way more fun when it was easy, obviously. And he was like, this is the difference between successful people and the people who quit. We've all heard it. It's the people who are willing to be uncomfortable and do the things that other people aren't willing to do. And for me, that was all about social media and inviting. And I made a decision while I was laying in bed that day, being whiny, that I was going to get over myself and do it. And I decided then that I was going to do all of it. So I picked up at month 3, we do Success Club gifts. And so I'd hit Success Club in month 3. And my coach had sent me a book called Get Over Your Damn Self. If you haven't read it, like today, like while we're talking, get on Amazon today. And when I just remember being like, oh, that's so nice of her to buy me a Success Club gift. But like, it would have been really nice if she had given me something that I would use or like or want. Like, what is this book? I put it away, like never to be seen again. And that day I got that book out. And it changed everything for me. Like that book changed everything for me. And, you know, I went from like this non-compliant coach to this, like, I had all the fire and I was ready to go. And I found, I just wanted to run. I wanted to find people to run with me. And what happened when, cause I said, I just wanted to do the challenger thing. I didn't want to do the coach thing. And the problem with that is when you run amazing challenge groups and you put your heart and soul into these groups and to helping people, guess what? People fall in love with the process and then they want to do it too. And so I went from like, no thanks, I'm just going to run challenge groups, to like people coming up to me and being like, I want to do this. Like, are you looking for a business partner? Like, I feel like I can do this with you. And I'm like, I think I just got a team. Like, oops. And that is a testament to me to what can happen in the challenge group. I have 6 diamonds. I'm a 5-star diamond coach, but my husband is a 1-star. Oops. And so I have 6 diamonds, and every single one of them came out of the challenge group. I post coach opportunity posts. I use social media to talk about my coaching life and what it's given me and how I'm looking to mentor new people and I do coach opportunity calls. I do all the things as far as coach opportunity posts posting about the coach opportunity. And I have brought people in that way. However, they're just not my diamond coaches. They're not my successful coaches, because I just truly believe that the people who are going to be successful in this business, and probably the people I'm looking at on this call, are the people who've been in a challenge group and had some sort of life transformation, right? It doesn't have to be about weight loss. It can be about 100 other things. But you got in a challenge group and you fell in love with this program, and that's why you're here. So what to me is my number one job? Make people fall in love. I need to make people fall in love with this challenge group, and this, not just the challenge group, but the community. I want to create a culture where people don't want to leave and they have to be there. And I have one of the highest customer retentions in the net. Like, I have a high customer retention. And this is why, because I spend so much time and energy in the challenge group that people stay. I also require them to be on Shakeology to be in the challenge group, which if you don't do that, that's up to you. That's how I choose to run my business. I see both sides of it, but that's what is working for me. And that I believe that my time and energy needs to be valued. So yeah, it's just, so what happens when I start posting on social media and I start like doing the things? That's what this is about. Getting over yourself and doing what you're supposed to be doing and being coachable. I went from this like non-compliant coach to this coach who started listening to my coach and the successful people around me. You guys, we work for Beachbody. And do you want to know why that's so cool? It's because any single day, the most successful people share all of their secrets. Like, nobody is not telling you the things that make them successful. You get on the National Wake Up Call. I don't know if you heard yesterday's Jen Guthrie. I mean, it like changed some things for me. She was amazing. I'm like, really, my business is pretty much, it's not only on Instagram. I'm still posting on Facebook, but I am an Instagram focused coach. And so I want to learn all the things about Instagram. So what do? Get on the Beachbody Champions page. Instagram, Jen Richardson training pops up. And I get to hear from this like $1 million quadruple 15-star, I don't know what she is, but I get to hear from like one of the most successful Beachbody legends, and tells me everything she does and tells me how to be successful. Instagram, I'm in Beachbody Champions, search Instagram stories. Jatana Jackson pops up, and I get to learn from one of the best at Instagram stories. Like, you guys, everything you need is here. You have a 2-time elite upline coach. Obviously, she's doing something right. And for those people who don't have an upline, you have every other successful coach who's willing to share all their secrets. Like, they don't get anything if I'm successful. They get nothing from that. We just get to help more people. And that's why we're all here. So when I do the things, you know what happens? Like, if I hit SC6, my coaches are going to hit SC2. No one's going to do as much as I'm doing. If I hit SC50, my coaches are going to hit SC25. If I'm not doing personal development, neither are my coaches. If I am, they are. If I'm reading You Are a Badass and we're talking about it in my team page and, having like book clubs in my challenge group, what's going to happen? I'm going to help people. These people are going to realize how awesome this is. They're going to want to hop on board with what I'm doing. Like, oh my gosh, that book changed my life. Like, oh, you do more of this in your coaching thing? Like, I want in, So it's not just doing the things for your own business. It's doing the things because you have to lead from the front. And when people see that in you, they're going to want to join you. When you start creating the culture that you want to be a part of, people will be attracted to that. And honestly, that's been the key to my success. I keep talking about the Beachbody wheel, and like there's this wheel, and there's all these spokes on the wheel. And for the wheel to work, you have to be doing all of the things. Like, there's a very specific formula that you need to follow to be a successful Beachbody coach. For instance, let's say I'm adding to my network every day. Great. That's part of my job. I hope everyone is. That's part of your job. So let's say I'm adding to my network every day, and then I'm not posting the things I'm supposed to be posting on my Facebook page. So all these new people, I get connected with all these new people, and they're like, okay, let's check out Erin Hopkins. How do I know her? Do I know her? Click Erin Hopkins. And they have they can't see who I am or what I do from my Facebook page. That's my storefront. That's my storefront. So what is the point? What's the point in me even adding to my network if I'm not going to have the storefront to back it up? They should look at my Instagram page or my Facebook page or wherever you're focused on, and they should say, there's an opportunity to join her challenge group. There's an opportunity to join her team as a coach. And I know about her life, which for me is like hot mess mom city. Like that's what my page is about. Like it's about, not the rainbows and butterflies that come with the motherhood. That's the other stuff. That's my brand. And I'm super authentic about that. So that's who I'm attracting. Every single one of my coaches has 2 or 3 kids and stays at home with them. It's very clear. Like what you put out is what you bring in. That's really it, guys. Let me open up this chat. I'm not one of those people.
Yeah, unmute myself. So I'm pretty sure you guys can recognize now why she finished last year number 56 in the entire network of hundreds of thousands of coaches, right? I mean, there's no sugarcoating. She tells you exactly what it is that, we say over and over and over. She tells you where she lost maybe a little bit of time in that very beginning where she was trying to do. And I love that Rolly's on this call, and Rolly is an awesome coach. But so many male coaches that I bring in or that we've had in our team before, the reason why I've noticed that, a lot of the male coaches who have come and left, not the ones that are still there, you guys are awesome, but it's because they don't want to do what we're doing, like what we tell them. This is the proven success formula, and get on the national wake up call and get on our team calls and get on all these things and hear these successful people tell you how to be successful, and don't reinvent the wheel, just do all the spokes on the wheel, right? But a lot of times we want to say, well, maybe if I do this but not this part, but maybe if I do this but not this part. And no, that you really got to just do that full circle. But the way that Erin is explaining it, doesn't that sound fun for those of you who haven't been really excited about your next challenge group? I bet you're so excited about your next challenge group right now. Do you have ideas? Do you have things like all of a sudden, oh my gosh, yeah, I could do a book club. Yeah, I could do this. I could do that. You guys, this is the process that is going to fill your cup long term. It's not just cold calling. It's not just throwing a million darts in the air and hoping one sticks. It's having the system of having people in your challenge groups falling in love with it and success from there. And it's much more authentic and everything else. If anybody has questions, I think we're small enough you can unmute yourself or drop the questions in the chat, whichever is better for you. Rolly, yes.
How do you choose a book for your challenge group? So, I mean, I think we've done You're a Badass like 3 times. Obviously, I've read that, but it's just such a good challenge group book. It's not too like, it's a good easing somebody into personal development.
Right.
And my other favorite, because it's like easing people into it, is the 5-second rule. A lot of my people are like anxious and having a hard time, and they're all like postpartum moms. And the 5-second rule is awesome. And Mel Robbins and Jen Sincero or whatever are really funny. Like I love The Compound Effect. It's like one of my favorite books that changed my life, but like it's kind of boring on audiobook, and then yeah, those are my 2 favorite. You're a Badass. What? That's a book. You Are a Badass. Yeah. If you're not having fun in your challenge group, no one else is either. And I have gone, it's not this like, it's always fun all the time. It's not. And I struggle, when my group's not fun, it's because I'm struggling in my own personal journey. When I'm excited about my journey, like how much more fun is this just having a new program? How much more fun is 80-day obsession and being like, oh my gosh, who died today in phase 2? Like, who's excited about refeed day? Like when you're having fun with your journey, than everyone else is. And if you're not having fun, then you need to dust off those containers and figure out a way to get excited again. Start a new program, do some new before pictures, recommit. And that's hard to hear. And it's actually Amy Silverman is the one who has said that to me. And I've always been like, I mean, she's a good friend of mine, so I'm not like saying anything bad about her, but I'd be like, Amy, like, don't tell me to recommit. Like, you just look like this. I mean, you're Insta famous, and she's right. The second I dust off the containers, the second I print off a workout calendar and start checking the boxes, my group's fun again. The second I start doing personal development, and that is something I need accountability for. Like, it's not like my most favorite thing to do. But if you're about us with your challenge group, you better be reading it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a good way to hold yourself accountable too.
And you guys know, like, too, a lot of those of you who are my personally sponsored coaches, especially when you contact me and I'm in a funk and my energy's down and I don't know what's wrong, the first question I always ask, Fran's back here saying it, what are you reading? What's your personal development? What are you doing? And that is always the first, my doctor's checklist of coaches, first question. Because if you don't have your mind right, how are you going to help anybody? And it's not saying we don't all have good and bad days, but you've got to be in a place that restores that every day, every day, every day, every day. You got to do it. You got to do it. I'm going to put you on the spot.
I need a success partner for that. Find a success partner. I do, y'all. I really need a lot of accountability for personal development, and just being honest. Like, it's really easy for me to let that be the one thing that slips in my life when I'm just busy. And last week was one of those weeks I just fell behind, and I called my success partner and I was like, hey, can you check in with me this week about my personal development? And she's checked in with me every single day to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So if you don't have systems like that set up for yourself, like, we're all building businesses on the fact that accountability works.
Right.
Like.
Yeah. So Erin, I don't see any more questions. So I just wanted to get excited, because I know I've got a lot of excitement around some big goals this year. And I know whenever I share those that the team gets excited, and that excitement is just contagious. So you had an incredible year last year. What does this year look like for you? What do you see at the end of December 2018?
Well, my big goals are top 25.
Yeah.
And 10 diamonds. I don't know if that means 10 star diamond or where they will be placed based on. It's so hard to tell because it changes all the time. Like, sometimes you need them, and the strategy behind that's a lot. Yeah. But I really want, like, my personally sponsored coaches to be elite with me. Exactly. I think that's really exciting. Mm-hmm. So I'd love to have like 2-3 elite coaches up there with me. And I think that is possible with what they've done with the elite system this year. And I think it's going to be really exciting. It's way more fun to like find people to run with. And it is, with that being said, I did this really fast. Right. I am kind of an all or nothing person, and I decided I was all in, and like, you don't have to do it this fast. Hold on, there's some vacuuming going on. These tips and tricks are not like how to be an elite coach. It's just about like how to move your business forward. That's what it needs to be about. Like, I've got really big goals, and it's okay if that's not what you want. I want to make $150,000 this year. I want to go to Hawaii with my husband for our 10-year anniversary, and I want to pay for it. Like, there's things like that are really exciting to me. And if that's not your why, then that's cool too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I cannot find a normal place to sit.
You're fine. Okay. So any other questions before we let Erin off the hook? Thank you so much for coming on with us this morning.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
We're excited, and hopefully we'll see you. Are you going to be in Riviera Maya? Go ahead. Giselle.
Yes, dolphin wave.
Okay, cool. So I might see you on the way in. Giselle has one quick question. Let me unmute you, Giselle, so you could just ask. And by the way, everybody meet Giselle. Giselle just started coaching February 2nd. She's at Success Club 8. She's read the policies and procedures. She's kicking butt and taking names. Go ahead, Giselle.
I love people like you.
Me too. Oh, we can't hear you, Giselle. You're unmuted, but I don't know if your microphone is off on your computer. Now you're muted. Okay, try now. I think it's a microphone on your computer because we see your lips moving, but if you want to, you can type it in the chat. You can read it. Okay. What book are you reading now?
I just started Girl Code.
Okay. And I just finished Girl Wash Your Face. I know Melissa's on the call and she had just read that one too. You're reading that one?
I keep hearing about Girl Wash Your Face. I try to switch between, like, I am a super driven person. Mm-hmm. And so books like 10X and like, I don't really need that. Sometimes I need like,
Girl Wash Your Face is good for that. It's her story of kind of always being a perfectionist and always being just like way over a professed workaholic, and how she kind of, was able to tone that down, but still be really beneficial in her life and just on all levels. It's really good. It was a good book.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about that. That sounds awesome.
I just did that one this weekend. Okay. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us. We'll let you go and have fun with your babes and enjoy your clean house.
Yes. For like 5 minutes.
I know.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.